Welcome back to New Realities. I'm Alan Steinfeld, and this program is a part of an ongoing series highlighting some of the keynote speakers coming to the Conscious Life Expo in February 2025 in the LAX Hilton. Today we're talking to Bianca Ruehlig, and she is a fantastic sound frequency healer. And I'm just going to show the panel that you're going to be on at the expo. Let me see. Uh, Let me come back to that. I'll have to find that. But give us a little background about, you have these frequencies you send through people's bodies, and they have really kind of miraculous healing technology behind them. How did you discover the coordination between bodies? And we'll talk about decalcifying the pineal gland and sound. How did you discover what frequencies go to what body parts and all that? It's because it's so fascinating.
Luckily for me, we had some very smart physicists from 50 years ago that did this. So thank you, Alan, for having me on your show. Very excited. And I'm really excited to meet everyone at the Conscious Life Expo. So I came across the frequencies because I needed my own healing. I was going through an anxiety, panic disorder for 4 years, where I was driving myself to the ER, et cetera, just going through mental plague. And I discovered frequencies through YouTube. I think a lot of people go through YouTube to find right frequencies and anything meditative that really works for them. I have a very specific program that I have for frequencies, and I was very blessed in how I came across that. And it's just really a short story, but I've got a wellness center that I had for 7 years. It's a crystal shop. I had a flotation tank, a Himalayan salt cave. We really did a lot of things besides just a crystal shop. And so as part of that, I had people that were regulars, and someone visited me from a couple hours away several times. And I wasn't sure what it was about, and found out that she was looking for someone to help heal her. And she had this machine. So she was bartering my experience and my practice as with her as my human trials. And she gifted me the Simon 1000, which is the frequency device that I use. And that's what it's a combination of frequencies based on Rife frequencies. A lot of people are familiar with that. But instead of a single tone or a dual tone, it's 5 resonant tones. So you're kind of hitting all the elements according to traditional Chinese medicine. You feel it pretty intensely.
How do they equate sound to, like, who developed the sound signatures for different organs and all that?
Well, initially, I believe Dr. Raymond Rife is the person that
Oh,
that documented that, and it's actually a public record. Like there's 4,000 publicly accessible frequencies. And what he did, like my microscope, I've got a 2,000 zoom microscope, and most microscopes can go about probably 10,000 zoom. He created 5 of the most powerful microscopes, 60,000 zoom. And nobody knows where they are now. But anyway, he spent weeks just staring at the microscope, looking at very specific body parts, bacteria, and just documenting,
but how did he get the frequency for the body part? How did he figure that out? I mean, and I've done Rife, and it's really fantastic. It's really fantastic thing. So
Mhm.
but you don't know how he figured it. He just kind of
Okay, I
calibrated.
see what you're saying. So
Yeah.
what is his background?
Yeah, how is he able to calibrate sound frequencies to different parts of the body? I think that's because you're taking that to the next level now, aren't you?
Yes, yes. And you know what? I'm gonna take a guess on this, and it's gonna go back to like star forts and Tartarian civilization, where we have the giant bells, which we
Hmm.
can't really locate a lot of them, but a giant bell, you bring that, or tuning forks, all this ancient sound technologies. Um, and for some reason, we have cathedrals that have organs, that have sounds, and then
Hmm.
you go in that space and you feel better. So at one point, someone said, okay, this sound makes me feel better, and put it together.
Right,
Um,
but you have like sounds for teeth and pineal. Where do you get those sounds from when you send out those frequencies?
the sounds were put together by someone named Sir Peter Guy Manners.
Oh, you
And
know, I saw him speak once, cymatics. Yes.
yes, the father
I
of
I
cymatics.
actually met him and he would have sounds that go through like a swimming pool that had a certain like if you had liver or lung, you'd swim in this pool with the sound frequencies in it
Yes,
and it affect those parts of the organ. Yes, cymatics.
yes,
Yes.
he is the father of cymatics.
Oh, right.
And it's funny you say that because I do a lot of the same experiments. I've got sound playing into bubbles on an
Mm.
ice cream maker because I'm freezing it. So I want to see the reactions. And a
Oh.
lot of my studies are really based on that. I've got styrofoam responds to sound. And so watching styrofoam in different containers to see
Mm.
how they respond.
Well, let me just tell people, sorry, that you're going to be part of this huge conference coming up in LA. Here it is, the Conscious Life Expo. It's fantastic. 3, 4 days of the best people in the country. You see there, Bashar's going to be there, George Nori, a Skinwalker thing. But I am hosting, one of the reasons we're having this discussion, I'm hosting a special panel with Bianca. There it is on healing with sound and light frequencies. There, healing, and that is Friday. We're doing that. There I am, and there's a bunch of people that are going to be on the panel with you. Joss, I know he's a genius. David Sarita, I know. I don't really know these other people, but anything you want to say about collaborating with other sound light healers?
Oh, I think it's a great idea that we're combining all of our experiences and our wisdom. It's not knowledge, it's wisdom. You've got to actually have applied it and say, okay, this works and this one we need to tweak. And like I said, this is a group of just experts in their own arena. So
Mhm.
I'm getting goosebumps. I'm just excited to be part of all this. So
Right.
again, I am excited to just for all
Well,
like
I'm excited too that you're there because you've done so much work. And then, so talk about the frequencies that you have available for people, and you want to show your screen about the amount of frequencies, and we can even play some of those frequencies. Like I was interested in what you had to say in your frequencies for the pineal gland. So you had a book that you modeled your frequencies after, and now you've set your frequencies to what Guy Mathers had calculated for the frequencies of certain organs, right?
Yes, he created what he called commutations. It's like a frequency combination. It's a formula. And there were five specific frequencies for, let's say, the eyeball or the liver or the chakra, every part of the body. And not just parts of the body. He's got frequencies for minerals, for colors, for Bach flower remedies, and ailments. So yeah, you can let me know. We can share my
Yeah, you
screen.
could
I can.
share that screen. Oh, could you? Yeah, you should be able to share your screen. Does it come up
All right.
as I think I've made you co-host. Let me see. Oh, yeah, there you
Okay.
go.
So you let me
All
know. All
right,
right. So you're
great.
able to see this.
I
Okay.
can see your screen. Yep, and this is brain. You have certain frequencies just for the brain, right?
Yes. And I'll go ahead and start by just playing just for a few seconds for you, and then I'll give you just a really quick tour of the site because it's not just frequencies. But I'm just going to scroll down here to pineal gland, and each one has you can play it for it's a 10-minute section.
Mhm.
But you can also click this button, which will loop it. So we have a lot of people that just loop the frequencies all night long.
Wait, I just
So
want to ask you before you play it. You have certain understanding about the pineal gland that I think is really special. Can you just talk about what the pineal gland does and the importance of its proper functioning?
well, I believe that there it's not about activating the pineal gland because even though the name of my book is Activate Your Pineal Gland, it is active. It may not be as strong. So it's a muscle that's there. Maybe you have a bicep that's just a little bit, not used, but you can strengthen that. So your pineal gland is an organ, just like your liver, your kidney. It produces it has secretions based on the time of day, your eyelids, where you're looking. I mean, it's pretty complex. But what's most important about it is it's the antenna. It is the antenna right here that is the main receiver of frequencies, where your heart is the main emitter. This is your Wi-Fi. We send out electromagnetic frequencies through our heart and a little bit from our brain, but really this is the receiver because of our etheric body is a torus shape. So our donut goes outwards and in here, right? So we emit
Hmm.
from the heart, we come in through the crown. So the pineal gland is just it's critical for how you experience life.
Right. So we need as much vitality, chi, in the pineal gland as we can get because that's where the higher consciousness is also anchored into the body, right?
Yes, it's been called the seat of the soul.
Right.
And I believe we're anchored in different points, but it is a
Hmm.
main point of contact for your inner self, your higher self, your
Okay.
intuitive self.
So you're going to play a frequency for the pineal. If we're listening to this, what will it do to our pineal gland?
Well, you may or may not feel it, but if you're hearing it, it is going the magnetic, the energy is coming through your etheric field. So, and what it's doing is it's going to try to adjust the pineal gland to this sound. So what it's doing is when two tuning forks are tuned to the same sound, you can hit one and this other one over here will play, right? Because it's resonating to the same sound. So it's the same thing with the pineal gland. When you play a sound for the pineal gland, it's awakening and exciting your own pineal gland, and it's going to, I want to say, activate or trigger it, placing energy to it. So I'm going to go
Great.
ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Yes. No, go ahead. No, I'm excited. Go ahead.
Yep.
Let's act it. Let's do what we can for our
All
pineal
right,
gland.
here we go. We're just gonna for a couple of days. That was only 20 seconds, and I listened to frequencies all day, and I was just listening for about 4 hours. I can already feel that like pulsating right here in my brow chakra.
It's a. I have to say, it's a little bothersome that sound. It's a little. It's not pleasant. What I'm
Yes,
saying.
I do not disagree with you. And I'm going to share one sound. There's actually very few sounds that I enjoy. One of them is a Bach remedy, and it's called Genshan. And this is for, let's see, it's for restoring faith in your future. It's for
Hmm.
those that may be disheartened by challenges. But I'm going to have you listen to this because this one, it's just a lot different. Here we go. So there are pretty big differences in the tones. Um,
Hmm.
and if I just may share just one last one, and this is going to be, I'm going to share the more popular one. That's going to be the teeth. So let's do teeth A. Here we go. And there's
Wow. I think I
700.
started to feel that in my teeth. Actually, I think I really can you? Is it that immediate? The
Yes, yes,
Wow.
yes.
And
Here's one for gums.
okay.
Slightly open your mouth and just think of your mouth. And
Wow.
recently, I've been combining frequencies with light therapy. So I actually use a green LED laser light while I'm
Wait,
listening to teeth
but
tones.
before we get to the light, I just want to say I think the sound I resonated or that felt the best was the Bach flower one, and I felt. Can you play that again because I was starting to feel. I mean, the teeth stuff is great too. And one more question before you do that: how do you actually generate those sounds?
The sounds are directly derived from the frequency machine. So Sir Peter Manners created, like I said, they are digital tones, and they went into three different devices. And I don't know exactly what the names of the other two are.
Right.
And they just don't make the products anymore for whatever reason,
So
whether it's
you have this product that makes the you have the frequencies and it makes the sounds that are resonating at that frequency. That frequency we're hearing is something Guy Matters had worked out in relationship to the body, right?
yes. And along with that, the menu of the 700 available frequencies and the playlists. So they
Oh.
also created a protocol. For example, you can listen to a sound for sciatica, or you can
Mm.
listen to a playlist for sciatica, which has,
Oh,
other things related to it.
can you just play that? I'm making a lot of requests here, but can you play this? Because I did have a little sciatica issue a couple of
Yeah, no,
months ago.
that's a good introduction to the playlist library. So I'm just going to
Okay,
scroll down here,
I like those.
and
Yeah, the
there we go.
playlist. So you're healing. You're really helping people with these conditions, with these sounds. You're really effective.
Yes, and may I share these
Hmm.
top four that you see here? I did not create those. So what I did is I created a playlist library for me to create a playlist and share to my users, and for them to create a playlist that they can either make for themselves or share to our library. So for example, here it says POTS Dysautonomia by Holly. I did not create this list. This is one of our users that created this list for her, and it worked, and she wanted to share it with the rest of the group. So it's a knowledge base of
Wait.
not just my stuff.
So wait, to access your website, you have to register for under your thing, and then people have access to all these different frequencies. Is that the thing?
Yes, when you log in, you basically have a username and password,
Hmm.
and this is your login. So as soon as you log in, here's your page. You can get to
I
it from,
see.
yeah, it's a website, so you can get to it from
And,
any phone or
and
any
you
computer.
and you register for what, a year at a time or something, or 6 months?
Monthly. It's
Monthly. How much
it's
does it go
monthly.
for about a month?
It's 9.99 a month.
And you have access to all the frequencies.
All the frequencies. We've got a chat room. We've got all the live streams, all my videos. Let me just scroll down here to let's see, videos. So I've got a video gallery where I'll talk about frequency of colors, or hey, here, make sure you chew your food well. The frequency of dopamine. Why would So these are the videos that I create on TikTok because people are asking me questions, and then I turn around and put them on the site because it's good content.
Oh
And so
wow. Well,
I share
let's
that here.
let's try the. Do you have a UFO frequency there? No.
You know what? I do have one. It's called Etheric Shield. It's
Uh-huh.
under Aura.
Okay. No, that's okay. Just wondering. All right, but no, I wanted to try these
The
sciatica
sciatica.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try
Okay.
that first because I sometimes have a little pain in my sciatica.
All
And
right. So I'm going to go to the sciatica playlist, and you're going to
oh, good.
notice that it's not just one sound, it is a
Mhm.
playlist. So sciatica is right here. We've got sciatica and sciatica B. And
Uh-huh.
before that, it goes through the way the playlist works is it plays every sound for 10 minutes, and then it goes to the next one automatically. So you create a list, and then it
Mhm.
it plays it for you. When it gets to the end, it just keeps on going. So I
Wow.
made it where I want it to be hands free. Want to press play and go lay down or go in a swimming pool, or just let the healing
Is it
happen.
better to wear headphones or it doesn't matter, right?
I believe it's better when it's vibrating on your body. So I'm looking
Oh,
to
oh, oh.
I've got a couple, like there's bone conduction technology that vibrates, right on you. So I've actually have a, a frequency toothbrush that I'm producing that the vibrations come through the bristles. And
Wow,
yeah,
I want that. Oh, and so
yeah.
when you're brushing your teeth, you're actually getting the frequencies of teeth into your teeth, actually?
Yes. So the sound that
Uh,
you heard earlier, the teeth A,
yeah.
it what it does is it's bone conduction. So people around you can't hear it, but as soon as you press down on like your gum or your tooth,
Mm.
you start hearing the sound and it's literally coming through your bone. That's how it works. It goes
Amazing.
through.
That is a revolution. That is so
Oh,
genius there,
yes,
Bianca.
yes. And
Uh,
I'm so excited for that because it was kind of an idea that came through. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to have the sounds come and touching the body parts that we want.
yes,
So,
because I've heard bone induction sound, like that's what the Patrick Flanagan had with his wave machine, his brain wave machine. He had,
mhm,
hearing sound through your skull there, through the bones.
yes, yes.
And so,
Now, another thing, I'm just going to grab something real quick. This is something very simple. This is a styrofoam dome. Now,
yeah.
I encourage my users to get a styrofoam dome, get any, inexpensive speaker. This, I don't know if this one's programmed for anything. Oh yeah, it is. So I have pre-programmed one-touch speakers that play frequencies. So you can just play that and put it in a dome here.
Oh, put
Oops.
the frequencies, play it into the. I'm not quite hearing it that way. I think it comes better through your computer than through the Zoom.
Okay.
But,
So let's go
but
ahead and listen to sciatic.
okay, let's listen, see if I feel
And
anything there.
and I'm going to skip through the initial tones to get to sciatic. So it's going to go
Okay,
through life force, the vital life force.
that's violet. Alpha. Well, that's intense.
So I'm going to pause it real quick. So basically, it wants you to listen to all of these in this order before you listen to sciatica. It's bringing you from a specific brain state down to delta, and then tissue damage, and then beta endorphin. This is sciatica tone right
I
here.
have to say, tissue damage felt pretty good for whatever
Oh,
reason.
really? Okay, here, let's go.
Oh yeah, that's intense. That's good. I feel
So let's go to sciatica.
that. Oh, that feels good too. I think the two do go together. Can
And
you
I'm going
play
to
them
go
at
to,
the same time? Can you do that?
uh, I can, but I don't recommend it. It's actually not recommended because you're
Okay.
already playing five frequencies. It's a combination
Oh,
of five. I've had many people say, "Well, can I just play all 700?"
yes.
Probably that's probably going to cause more chaos in your body.
Okay.
So
Okay, you're
let me
probably
have you
right.
sciatica B and see how you feel with that.
That's good. That's a little, yeah.
Here's B. And then after that, it has inflammation, nerve tone, uritis, uroma, nerve fibers,
And
all of
what
this.
kind of response do you get from something like this from people?
Oh, I mean, like people are letting me know they're being healed. Like I said,
Amazing.
we have 2,700 users. So, and I'm the only person talking about it. So, I think it's going to get to a point where I'll probably have a couple people help me with the business as
Well,
far as scaling and expansion. But right now, I'm kind of
well,
just
I want to put this
experiencing.
in the chat. How do people find you? What's the best way to get to that website?
Well, it's simatones.com. So,
Simatones.
simatones.com.
Wait. It's HTTPS colon slash slash Simatones. CYMA.
Yes,
Tone.
cymatones.com.
Okay, simatones.com.
And then
Okay.
from here, are you able to see my screen?
Yeah,
Are you looking?
I,
Okay. So,
let me, I think so. Yeah.
so from
Yes.
here, you can look up more information on Simatones. I've got, my podcast, which has free frequency sets. I've got a Discord where I share these, but then the subscription is here where you can then access Simatone's website And once you do that, you have access to this page, where you can go to a chat room. So we can go to a chat room and see what other people are, talking about. Oops, let me go all the way back up to the top here. Sorry. Go back to the
Okay,
home screen.
yeah, okay, okay. The con- Wow, so you do private sessions for people too. I mean, that's it.
I
Or the
do, yes.
Right. So, and now and how long have you been doing this for now?
Simatones for about 4 years. It started at the later end of my wellness center. So I had a crystal shop where we were doing not just selling products, we had a lot of services. And I did free sound therapy with the machine for about 3 years,
Mhm.
hundreds of people. And I never took their names
Mhm.
or phone numbers or money. It was free.
Wow.
And I was able to practice and learn how to use this product.
Wait,
And
take it off screen share for a second so we can see the whole picture there. There you go. All right. Thank you. That was a great demonstration. I really think you're onto something fantastic. How does it combine with light now? So you have sound and you mastered the sound frequencies. Where do you add light to all this?
well, I'm learning that, I mean, sound is light, right? So sound and color, they pretty much are just different variations of the same thing. And
Mhm.
so we have a frequency. I'm just going to show you here. This is a violet and an orange lens glasses, right?
Mhm.
Violet correlates to vitamin D. Well, there's also a frequency for vitamin D. So what that
Wow.
means, right, is what that means is you can change what your eyeballs are eating, because your eyeballs are sensory organs. They're eating light. Well, instead of eating all the light, I'm now eating purple and orange, which are left brain specific, right brain specific, and really feeding my brain very specific frequencies. So that's
Wow.
so what I
Beautiful.
did was I bought a chakra set and I just popped the lens. And so I played with all the different variations of color, and and gonna be producing like a vitamin set
Well,
where
let me show you this picture back to the panel that we're going to be on there. This guy Joss down here has infused digital frequencies of nutrients into red light. So he's created these
yes.
red light beds with nutritional frequencies. So when you lay on under the red light, you're actually being fed nutrients.
Mhm.
So could you?
I absolutely agree with that theory. The practice, you're combining what it does is it's not just adding the benefits of sound and light, they are amplifying each other. So they are working together to create an even greater effect, because the sound is triggering something in the light and vice versa. So I use red light and green light. I'm playing with both. Green light is a little bit safer for certain things, but red light, infrared light, all of that, magnets, all of it combined is it's all of what are we doing? We're changing our electricity. We're
Mm,
changing the electricity in our body,
our
and that's
vibration, actually,
yes,
isn't it?
yes.
Wow, wow. So you started this because you had panic attacks, you had stuff, and what's been your evolution? Where, where, where have you
So
evolved to?
after I healed my panic attacks, I
And how
said,
did you do that?
well,
What
that's
was the?
that's where I was getting to. I go, wait a minute, how did I do it? How
Mm,
did I eliminate 4 years of panic attacks overnight in a 2 hour meditation session with binaural beats? I don't know, but whatever happened is why I did what I'm doing now, because something happened. I don't have panic attacks. It's like literally all gone immediately. I haven't had it since that evening. And it's that's the evolution. I went and left corporate, opened up my crystal shop, wellness center, sound therapy. We had we really just I really expanded more into like structured water. I'm studying the effects of water and frequencies, because that's what we
mm,
are. We're structured water. And
Right,
my
right.
talk at the Conscious Life Expo is specifically on water wellness. So it's frequencies and their effects on water.
Or have you used hydrogen water at all? That has very
I have
powerful.
not.
Oh, I should send you
I
my hydrogen water person or connection. Holy Hydrogen. That's the name of the product, and I use it all the time, and it's really fantastic. It brings you extra molecules of hydrogen into the water, and you know what hydrogen does? It combines with the free radical oxygen, and you pee it out of your body because then it forms H2O, two hydrogen, one oxygen, and then you can discharge the free radicals. That's the theory,
yes,
anyway.
yes.
So,
Well, it's the same with like distilled water. I mean, I drink distilled water in the evening because the idea with that is it's not feeding, it's not fueling your cells. It's more like neutralizing or eliminating it. So
right. I think you love. I'm going to send you a link to this holy hydrogen frequency, and yeah, people, because hydrogen is the original atom from source. It all started with hydrogen. So we're actually going back to source when we're bringing more of the hydrogen into our bodies. That's
yes,
the
the
theory.
most high. I like it.
Yes, yes, yeah. So you've written this book called Activate Your Pineal Gland. So talk about what your knowledge of the pineal gland, and also you got to see Bianca at the Conscious Life Expo. We come to the panel, come to hear her speak, and she's doing two workshops. But we'll get to the workshops. Just talk about the pineal gland for a second.
So the pineal gland, I didn't know anything about until I was experiencing panic attacks. And I've never meditated before in my life until that evening. Someone said, "Hey, try this." I said, "Okay, weirdo." And then I did it and it worked. And so my entire life changed that night. Like I said, I left corporate. I left corporate, started a crystal shop, and then just dove into energy work. I have the devices. I got a sensory deprivation float tank so I can really experience just many
Oh,
different
I
things.
love float tanks. Do you put the sounds into the float tank?
Yes, I have a speaker inside that vibrates the, yes.
Oh, I met the guy who created the float tank, John Lilly, and
Wow. Yeah.
he had worked with dolphins, and he said, "Oh, I want to float around like dolphins all day." So he created the float tank, where yeah, it's very powerful. But so
It
anyway, you did
is.
the float tank, and then what's the rest of the story
Well,
there?
and really just grew from there as I was finding that I was able to help others with my story and my experiences. And I'm just naturally, I don't know, I don't want to say convincing, but I guess people can tell that I'm just excited about what I'm talking about. And it's
Yeah.
so cheap to try. It's practically free. Go out barefoot and stand on dirt for 10 minutes a day. Don't come back and tell me, or don't come back and talk to me unless you've done that. You've got to practice these treatments. We've changed our body for how many years to get to a certain point. So when you start talking about healing or activating, you've got to actually do it. You've got to, are you meditating? Are you writing your affirmations? Are you practicing sun gazing? So as far as the pineal gland, it's just like any exercise. Are you doing it? Are you spending time with your mind by yourself,
Well, what do you
quiet
need to
time?
do? What is it that you need to do for the pineal gland to activate it?
Uh, Probably the best thing would be to hide out in a cave for 3 days
Dark
in
room.
total darkness. Yes,
Yeah.
dark room, silence, turn the light on inside, and then go from there. But yeah, dark room meditation would be the best.
What do you think about all these things about fluoride calcifying the pineal gland and all that? Do you go along with that sort of stuff?
Um, Fluoride is not good for your entire body.
Hmm.
So whether it's good for your pineal gland, it's also aluminum. It's also not good for your liver and your kidneys. So it's not necessarily that it calcifies your pineal gland. It freezes up your cerebral fluid. So it's your
Oh.
it's your entire body is affected. It just so happens that your pineal gland is sitting on like a lake of fluid that has direct access to like soak up that garbage.
Hmm.
And so it's like easier to affect, but it's your entire body. It's about, you know, one with nature, making contact with nature, with yourself, with your higher self. That's it. It's me, myself, and Irene. I think it's just get back to you, and then and do your best with what you have, and you know, you've got to practice.
Right. And how's the pituitary pineal relationship? What do you make of that?
So interestingly enough, the machine that came with the guidebook has that switched. It has the third eye connected to the pituitary versus the pineal. And as far as like the details of what each gland does is not as I think critical as knowing that they are both related to the brow and the crown chakra. I
I
think
see.
like some people are like, okay, the pineal is related to the crown. No, it's the brow. I'm like, I don't care. I've got two glands in there. They're handshaking. They work well together. They both need to be clean. They need to be active with light and
Mhm.
dark. That's what it is. It's light and dark. You charge it up with light, and then you can't see them unless it's dark. But they absolutely work. You know, they're BFFs. But as far as like who's you know in charge or who is related to what, there are different viewpoints on that.
Well, what if you did like a let me just get back. What if you did like a public broadcast of your sound frequencies for everyone? Do you see that having a worldwide effect if we could do
Yes,
that?
yes, absolutely. I'm actually looking into like a Roku chat. I don't know like what is out there that I can do that with, but a radio channel, a radio station would not require internet, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking for are ways for people to have access to them without necessarily relying on internet.
Oh, I could connect you to a woman who runs a Roku channel.
Mhm.
Sheila Seppi. She has her own kind of spiritually based conscious awakened network. It's called CAN, and you
Yeah.
can get a show on there just doing your broadcasts and seeing what effects. You could do theme broadcasts, right? You could do something for the brain. You could do something for the heart, the liver, all that. You could do themes of broadcasts on these shows, and
Yeah, live stream pretty much every day. And I will never run out of content
mm,
because there's not only the frequencies, but we also do like root cause analysis, like your teeth. You know, why is this tooth getting a cavity and not this one? Well, because it's connected to this organ. So we are
mm,
also, we're not just, you know, listening to the frequencies, we're wanting to understand why that is. And
right. Where do you do your live chats every day? How can people find them?
I'm on TikTok and
Put your
Facebook.
TikTok thing in the chat, and I'll
Where
transpose it
where
to
is that? Okay. Oh,
the
here it is.
chat
Okay,
below.
there's the
Yeah,
chat.
and then I'll put it on the live feed to YouTube, and then you can get a lot more listeners because I'm sure people want to hear these because you're very inspired and you're very passionate about your work. And then what will you be doing at the Conscious Life Expo then,
So
specifically
the
after the
first
healing panel?
Mhm. Oh, so after the healing panel, I've got two workshops. One is called Water Wellness, and this incorporates, it's combining like knowledge that experts have already figured out. This is Dr. Raymond Rife with his frequencies and Dr. Emoto with his structured water. Now, I also study Dr. Gerald Pollack, who has expanded on structured water and H3O2. So I've really kind of honed in on that because it's directly related to frequencies. So I'm going to be talking about how water is affected, what you can, you know, visibly see, and really the importance of it is really what I want to get across is your thoughts, your words, your emotions, your surroundings. It affects your body of water.
So what else can we do for water then to make it? Do we structure it? What else? How do else do you work with water?
Well, you can talk to your water. You can bless your water. You can infuse it with like people use copper water. Copper does provide some structure to the water instead of just like water in a plastic bottle that's been sitting there for a couple weeks. You can also, what I've come up with, I don't have it here. I created a device that structures water. So it's a glass that basically it goes through a swirl of shungite. So it goes
A
through
swirl,
shungite.
a swirl of shungite. So wait, the water swirls, you're saying?
So actually it's three layers. So first it goes through like it goes through 33 spherical shungites that are shaped in like a DNA swirl. I can't
Where
quite.
do you get that?
It
Did you make that?
I drew it up on a whiteboard. I catted it out on a computer. I found a manufacturer and I had to buy 400.
Are you
So, and that's,
selling those? I'd love to
yeah,
get one. Oh,
I am. Yes,
I
I
was,
will, I'm going to send you all the links and I'll put it on here. It's called the
well,
water.
are you bringing some to the Conscious Life Expo?
I will. I'll bring a few water
Bring a
girl.
few. I would love that one. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And the way I've done it is you can take it apart and use the bottom portion for any drink. I drink tea, any of my juices, and what it does is it has love and gratitude written on it 3 different ways. So it's really infusing that energy into your drink because it's not just water, that anything is can be infused with energy, including this mouse. These
Right.
glasses have my frequency
But
on it.
water holds frequency a little better probably
Yes,
than solid
yes,
things.
yes. It is a great medium. The next best medium would be like ultrasound gel. Um,
Um,
so
so anyway, so you have so you move, you have the shungite, and this so the water goes into the shungite, and then it spins it.
and it goes through it's basically a glass straw that is just swirled. It's like a vortex that's about, I'm gonna say 4 inches, a
Right.
4 inch vortex, because what you're doing is you want to mimic natural flow. So it goes through rocks and then it goes through the
Oh.
swirl and then it drips down into a glass that says love and gratitude. That's either, I've got one that's cobalt blue or sky blue, depending on, which energy you're working with.
Oh.
And that's one of the products I have. So I make, like, I made that, like,
Mm.
from drawing it
You know,
out.
I have a good friend who's made a water bottle in the shape of a water drop, and that. Oh, I'll show. I don't know if I'll take that with me, but I'll show it to you. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So, talk a little bit more about your other workshop. Then I'll try to grab my water bottle. Go ahead.
The other workshop is called Zodiac Salts of Salvation. It's actually based on George Carey. He's written a few books. One is called God, Man, Word Made Flesh. The other one specifically that I'm talking about is called Zodiac Salts of Salvation. And the idea behind that is we're all born under sin, right? Under sin.
What
Well, what
what does
what do
that
you mean?
mean? We're born
What do
under.
you mean by sin?
Yeah,
Sin
what do you
is
mean by sin?
the sun cycle of 12 zodiacs. You're in your mother's womb for about 9 months, maybe
Mm-hmm.
8 to 9 months. So most everyone has only received 8 to 9 of the constellations composition. We're made of the stars. So as an
Right. So we're
Aries,
in being infused with the constellation that, or the zodiac sign that we are gestating, evolving in the womb.
yes,
Under, and if we're missing some of those signs, then what?
and those are minerals that are linked directly to
Oh.
an ailment or a personality. So here's a good
Oh.
example. Here's a good example. And I always use me because I'm an Aries. As an Aries, we are the head of the zodiac. We're the ram. We are forward thinkers. We're usually leading and we're running and not following up, that type of stuff ahead. But what that correlates to is the zodiac for Aries is linked to Kali phosphate, which is the mineral that replenishes your brain energy. And that's why, as an Aries, you're constantly going with your brain, but then you have memory issues, you got anxiety, depression, you maybe get angry, impatience, all that type of stuff. So personality and ailments and experiences are linked to the minerals that you're missing based on your zodiac. And that's what that talk is. It's really going over what how that's figured out.
Who equated the minerals to the zodiac? Who figured that out?
The book I reference is by George Carey.
Okay.
And George Carey has written a couple books. You may have heard, do you know Santos Bonacci?
No.
He's
Homeopathist?
no, he's I'm gonna say on YouTube. But there's probably a very small select people that really talk about this. And
Right.
but every time I talk about it, and it links directly to the mineral salts that are people go, oh, wait a minute, I have that ailment. And so,
Mm,
and matching it up, and then you can go get your nutrients once you know what's missing. See, that's the thing, is we don't even know. Hey, I didn't know that that was what I needed. So now that it's in that, now that you have the information, or you got to take that intelligence and make it wisdom somehow
right.
with your experience.
Right. Amazing. Oh, here, I want to show you this water bottle that actually structures water by holding water in it. So, because it's in the shape of a water droplet, this is now in development. I don't know really how to tell people how to find this, but it will be on the market. So, you need to put the water in there. And just the shape of this glass, supposedly structured
Yes.
water. Isn't that
Yes, and
interesting?
actually, while you're holding that, you can swirl it, and that is going to add, like, maybe
Oh.
you don't even really need the top, but you can swirl it and add that life force energy by swirling it. You are activating it
Oh,
and
y-
movement.
I have a magnetic swirler I use that creates this like spinning vortex, but I think the shungite part is really important there.
Yes, I have shungite. Like, here's my phone. I've got
Uh,
shungite and I've got selenite. So I've got a couple crystals on me. My monitors have shungite stickers. I have shungite pretty much in all my plants. I
what
mean,
is
it's
the
every
property of shungite? Why shungite?
shungite is an EMF blocker. It's grounding. I'm gonna say it's a shield for negative energy.
Hmm.
There's a lot of physical properties. It's good for water. It's been used to clean water. And I have it in my dog's water bowl. I mean, there's so many uses to shungite. And there's so many uses to a lot of crystals. Crystals
Hmm.
all have different properties, but shungite specifically or shungite and silver would be really shielding.
Shungite and silver, huh?
Yes, yes. The people that I
Well,
get my shungite from, they tumble it in silver.
wow.
It's amazing.
Well, you have so much fantastic information. So the best way to reach you is through your website, right?
Yes, on simontones.com, I've got a contact me page. I've got a link to our Discord. You can contact me directly. There's like a little chat now. And I'm the only person. So I'm the one that's going to respond to your inquiries.
You're a one person band. You just do it all. I mean, you
Yes.
create, um, you know, help people, you run the equipment. You're doing it all. Fantastic. And
Thank
and
you.
you're helping people. That's the great thing. And you're going to be live at the Conscious Life Expo in LA. That's February 7th to the 9th coming up,
Yes, yes.
2025.
I'm really excited because last year was my first time at any sort of event, and there were so many people. I
Mhm,
mean, I didn't get to go to as many of the talks, but
mhm.
this year I'm going to go ahead and come in a couple days early and
Yeah,
really
here. I'm going to
merge
just
with a few people.
show
And
that on
there we
there.
go.
You're going to merge with some people. So besides the panels, there is a whole bunch of other things going on. Where let's see who's here. Schedule. This is the schedule. Fantastic speakers all day long. Starts at 12 p.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let me see. There's the exhibitors,
All
which
the
I.
products, I mean, just seeing the products that were there,
Mhm.
I like, if you're into any of this, you've got to check it out. It is just like it's the world of like all of the stuff that you're into. So
This is some
love it.
special events we have. Besides the individual speakers, there's definitely special events. Bashar, He's always a major hit, Bashar.
Yes, and
Y-
I heard about Bashar through TikTok. I mean, he's very popular on TikTok.
Oh, really? You should see my
Yeah.
interview with Bashar. It's actually has almost a half a million views. So
So I've started looking at a couple of the interviews that you've posted, and I just haven't gotten to that part yet. But I'm hoping to meet him. I'm hoping to be able to again like meet a few of the people that I've looked up to, and just excited
mm,
about being there.
yeah, no, I'm happy that you're going to be there. And Bashar's also going to be at another conference I'm hosting in Sedona. Maybe you get a booth there. It's the Sedona Ascension Retreats. Have you heard about that?
No, but my frequencies would really be great for that.
Oh, really? Sedona
Yeah.
Ascension. I'm going to put that up. Sedona Ascension
Yeah,
Retreat.
because I've got a tone called the corpus callosum. It's one of the it's a part of the brain that connects your left and right hemisphere. And
Yes.
anyone that's really into like astral projection
Mm.
and I guess dream work, that is a great frequency to listen to. So
Really?
we
I'd
can
love to hear that. What you gave me access to some of the frequencies, right? Can I
I
just
did. I gave you them. You
thank
can go to log in, or
mm,
I can share my
no.
screen.
What? Oh, I was just sharing this about the Sedona Ascension Retreat that's
Oh,
coming
here we
up.
go.
Do you see?
Yes, I do. Oh my
This is
goodness.
Bashar, Billy Carson, Edward Grant, Robert Edward Grant. Do you know who he is?
No, I don't. Oh my
Oh,
God.
he's fantastic. Well, he's a genius of mathematics and music, actually, and sound. You should talk. I don't know if he'll be in LA. William Henry, there I am. Adam
I mean, I want
Apollo.
to go. I want to go if I can. Like
Maybe I get you a booth there. Maybe there's still space for vendors at that. If
you
you
know what?
or
Something that I
or-
want to share real quick, and it's called a voice map,
mm,
and it's related to frequencies. I don't know if you've ever heard a voice print.
no. Oh, I've heard that Sherry Edwards would tell people what sound was missing from their voice.
I can bring that. I can bring that with me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I do voice print. So I've got this microphone that goes into the device. I also do that over Zoom or on my live stream because
Wow.
you walk people through and it gives you a printout, a view of the missing keys from your vocals. And you compare a few of them and create a composite, and it's just amazing. It's amazing. So if you have got a couple booths here, I'm open to joining because I think
Well, let me check. I'd love. I think you would add to that, and Bashar will be there, and a lot of great people. And where's your work heading? I know you're translating into light, and what's next? I mean, you're just very creative that way.
I want to create a new line of water, a mineral water. And the mineral water is going to be based on your zodiac. So
Mm.
as an Aries, I don't really need all the other, like I need a standard set of minerals, but then I need more of the four that I'm missing because of my zodiac calculation. So then we'll have mineral water that's going to be just for you. It's structured for you.
So if you're
That's
missing some zodiac signs, you're saying really that's what forms the personality more than the sign you're born under. It's a sign that you're not gestating and embryonically developing is what's missing that affects the personality more than the signs that you are.
yes.
Oh.
Um, it's more the month that you arrive, the zodiac.
Oh.
But yes, so it's more the one that you came out in and the one that's immediately missing after that.
After
So
that. So the
after that.
one that's the one so the month you come out then you're not getting the signs because you're already born, you're not in
The
the
cord has
womb.
been cut. Yes.
Oh, so the sign, so you're missing, but I'm Aquarius, but I have Pisces rising, so I'm actually getting some Pisces in the rising part, right?
So this calculation is based on your sun sign only. I know that the
Mhm.
rising part has a lot to do with your I'm gonna say your spiritual
Personality,
path,
right?
spiritual path. this is more physical. This is like this mineral
Oh,
is missing, and here is where you can get this mineral. It's a nutrient.
so you have the minerals for the signs, right? You've developed minerals, and if you take the minerals for the signs, the three signs that you're missing after you were born, then you'll be more holistic, integrated. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but I did not create the minerals. These are minerals that you can access. They're called tissue salts. So
Oh,
what I'm just doing is I'm putting the information out there, and I'm helping people figure out what minerals you need, and then you can go and get your minerals.
but how do you know
Eventually,
what tissue salts are related to what zodiac sign?
it's based on the book from George Carey,
Oh,
because like the Aries symbol, the ram,
yeah.
that actually is not representing like a ram in that sense. It's the mineral symbol for caliphosphate. So the
Oh,
zodiac signs are mineral symbols, and that's the
oh,
correlation.
really? So, what's the name of the book again? What's the actual name?
It's George Carey. It's Zodiac Salts of Salvation. I'll type it in the chat.
Zodiac Salts of Salvation. That is very valuable, what you've just told us here today.
And
Zodiac,
yes, thank you.
Zodiac Salts of Vibration. Let me,
Of salvation.
of
Um,
Salvation.
and and I do like part of my live stream, because all of this, you really, it's about thinking things through and then calculating it. So I do this, online. We use a chart. We could you just need to know your birthday, and that's it. And
Wow.
it's about putting it out there, and you can buy the book on Amazon. You can learn how to do it yourself. So
Wow. Excellent. So much good information. You are an original researcher. You and it's great that you're now coming to expos and conferences because you want to reach as many people as possible, even though you have a huge TikTok following, right?
yes, yes. I've got to just be a little bit more careful. I get really excited, and the platforms, they've got their own community guidelines.
Mhm.
So if ever you're not able to find me on Facebook or TikTok or YouTube, simontones.com is the best place to find me, because I will always have, our my videos on there.
Simatones. That is so good. I'm happy we had this conversation, Bianca.
Me too, Alan. I'm so excited to see you and everyone. And it sounds like we're going to be connecting like again very soon. So I, this is what I do. This is what I
Mhm.
do 100%. And
I, well, you're passionate about it. You're into it, and you're helping people. What better combination is that?
yes, it's a win-win-win. It is there. Just the driving factor is just there is no driving factor. It just feels like the right thing to do. So
I know.
yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for today. And thank you, everyone who's watching. And come to the Conscious Life Expo at the LAX Hilton, February 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. I'll be there with lots of people. I'm speaking with JJ Hurtak, if you know his work, and hosting and moderating panels. So looking forward to see you. That's consciouslifeexpo.com. And